What up, y'all? Tone Space. Right now, what I'm going to do with y'all is we're going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to react to every Dipset reference that I found from Max B between the two releases that he put out so far since being released from prison. One project being The Purge being Public Domain Volume 7, The Purge. The second release, as you can see on the screen right there, is Max B and French Montana, Coke Wave Volume 3.5, Narcos. I got 3 Dipset references that I found between these two projects. If I'm missing something and you know another reference that he made, please leave it in the comments below and, give me some context of what you think he was talking about there, right? Because recently I'm doing this video like 2 or 3 days after Max B's first of 2 shows that he did over the weekend in Brooklyn. And at one of them, it is said that he tried to bring Jules Santana back out and tried to bring him on stage with him, and things didn't quite go right. I don't know at this time how true. I don't know if that's been completely verified, but that's what people say. And, people are asking him questions about Jim Jones and different things like that. So I just thought it would be interesting to hear what he says in the music himself. And I'll just say, I'm going to save the best one for last, because in the third Dipset reference, that I believe is a Dipset reference anyway, I haven't heard anybody speak about it. We're going to start with one that people have been speaking about. So let's go right now. As you can see on the screen, that's the cover for Coke Wave 3.5 Narcos, and it's a song entitled Me Too. So let's hear what Max B has to say in regard to Dipset.
Get 'em, we in the jet, niggas all vets. I can fuck around and resurrect the Dipsets, yeah. Minus the rails, minus the riders. Fuck all that. Big Apple minus the ciders.
Ooh, I could fuck around and resurrect the Dipset, minus the rails, minus the riders. Big Apple minus the ciders. Now, this could directly correlate with what went down at the show, or what they said went down at the show, of Max trying to bring Jules Santana out, a.k.a. help and contribute towards resurrecting the Dipset. But he said minus the rails, minus the writer. Translation, minus Hell Rail, minus J.R. Writer. Now, it's been purported that in semi-recent times, Hell Rail and J.R. Writers, one or either both of them, were being vocal about when Max B first came around. They didn't really understand his style, and they weren't really believing in him that much and thinking that, he was like really part of them, is the translation a lot of people saying. Max B has went on himself to say that when he first got with Jim Jones and was with Bird Gang and affiliated with the Dipset, he never felt like he was a Dipset member. You know what I'm saying? Or he never felt like the warm welcoming into the Dipset fold itself. You know what I'm saying? And even back in the days, he was saying stuff like that. Look, I'm not Dipset, I'm Bird Gang. And I'm talking about before his situations with Jim Jones. So that's interesting right now. What do you think about that line, especially on the heels of him supposedly trying to bring Jules Santana out? And just to be, keep it a buck, because I'm definitely not about starting shit. When I talk about these lines that people were saying, this is stuff he said in his music. So there's a reason why he said it, because he wants people to hear these things. He wants to express this, right? But he just went on to say that he ain't looking for like beef with them brothers or anything like that post people hearing this song. Again, the song is Me Too. You can find it on the Max B, French Montana, Coke Wave 3.5, Narcos, Spotify, Apple that shit up today, right now. Now, the second of the 3 Dipset references that I found is also on this same project. And this one is on a song called Be All You Can Be. So let's hear what the Diplomats reference here has to say.
The year was 2003. We reached out to flee, but he didn't take me seriously. He doubted me. Look at me, mommy,
What y'all think of that one? He said the year, he's taking y'all back. He's rewinding the clock and giving y'all the timeline. When he first started in the game, the year was 2003. We reached out to Flea. If you know, you know, Flea is Camron. We reached out to Flea, but he didn't take me seriously. He doubted me. Now, Flea himself, some years back, has went through a timeline of events and has mentioned Max B. That's his good friend from his building. And he has mentioned when Max B first said that he was going to start rapping circa around this time. Flea himself, Camron, was like, and it was almost verbatim his words. Camron said like, yo, Max B, I knew him as Charlie Rambo. He came to me, said, yo, I'm rapping now. And Cam said he didn't take him seriously. Almost verbatim of what Max said in this song right here, right? Said he didn't take him seriously. And that's because, as Cam put it, because, you know, Max was his homeboy. It was his good friend, but he knew Max being on joke time all the time. He said he was always doing funny shit, pissing a bottle, pour it on bums, you know, a man just doing like wild ass antics, making the people around him laugh and all of that type of stuff. And, you know, that was his man. So he, you know, just his frame of mind wasn't in some, oh, me as a boss, sign a rapper. Oh, that's my man. He's always joking around doing funny shit. Now, here's the interesting thing. What Cam also said in interviews as well in regarding when Max first approached him with the rap shit. He said that Max B never rapped in front of him. When he started rapping, he never spit anything for him for Cam to be able to assess how ill Max B was. So then I got to go to that line. He didn't take me seriously, but to be honest, how is he going to take you seriously if you saying that you rap and then you don't rap for him? We hear the story all the time about people getting on because they got to connect. They know this person. And as soon as, you know, the introductions happen, they rap for them or they play something for them. They can't take you seriously if they can't hear your shit. Imagine if Big Avell would have rapped for Cam. Because he said he told him everything. He broke down his name. Yeah, my name is Max Big Avelli. I'm Biggie and Tupac put together. I don't know if he mentioned Jay-Z at that time. But, so you breaking the name down to him. You letting him know you rap, but you not rapping for him. This is what Cam said. He said he didn't rap for him. So, yeah, you can't take any. So, yeah, it sounds like you were just on joke time. Oh, I'm rapping now. If you were serious, why didn't you rap for him? But then on the flip side, I could understand when, and I could relate when you have a homeboy, a good friend that's on. You know what I'm saying? They doing what you want to do. They rapping and everything like that. And it's like, that's your homeboy. You don't want to feel like you reaching out, asking them for shit. You if anything, you would kind of want them to offer the olive branch. So maybe Max was on some like, well, you know what I'm saying? You know, my pride ain't really going to let me just act like I'm some fan or just somebody that want to get on and rap for you. Maybe he expected Camron to ask him like, oh, okay, well, let me hear something. In fact, if I had to guess, my guess is that's how it went down. That's probably what Max B was on at the time. He was like, you know, probably just giving him like the nudge, like, I'm rapping now. Are you going to ask me to rap type shit? And then Cam, he's probably all caught up on some, oh, this is Charlie Rambo. little funny ass nigga. You know, his mind probably wasn't there. But imagine if that miscommunication would have communicated correctly and one would have asked the other to rap or whatever, or Max would have, because Max said he had a demo tape. He said he had an old demo tape around that time. Just hit him with the demo, rap for him or something with that style that he was introducing. You know what I mean? Not even just the harmonizing. The way he rides the beat still to this day is quite unique and quite catchy. So if he would have spit that to Cam, and also Cam, like Harlem has like its own sound. Dipset, there's kind of like a bass sound that all of them share, like a flow and a style. So not only was Max B dope and unique, he was still in tandem with that Harlem flow. So it would have been a rap. And then, as y'all know, Max ended up rocking with Jim Jones. He had a mutual friend with Jim called Bruno that made the introduction. And quite naturally, he rapped, for Jim Jones so that Jim Jones could take him seriously. But, it's just interesting. And I appreciate this song because it's good that he's reflecting on this timeline. It's a very, very wonderful song, reaching back and all, back in the day and letting cats know, how it went down from the beginning. Again, the song is called Be All You Can Be. Now, the final Dipset reference that I found between these two projects, I haven't heard anybody else mention. And I'm actually a little bit surprised, right? And I must say this reference is easily the most controversial of the three. And again, I got to put the disclaimer. Max B said this. He put this info out. So it's like, these are feelings that he wanted people to know. So I'm definitely not trying to start any shit, but he put this on wax. So he wants people to know, these things. And this is actually from a bonus track off the Public Domain 7, The Purge. When this first dropped, this track wasn't there. I think the bonus tracks came out like 3 or 4 days later, right? This song is called Different Day. And let's hear what Max B has to say. This is actually the chorus, this Dipset reference, or at least what I presume to be a Dipset reference. Let me be real clear, but check this out.
My gift is different, I was blessed in a different way. Before I left, I was the next one to get paid. I wrote these niggas hits and now you have been paid. I fuck with niggas, bitches, still I got engaged.
I wrote these niggas hits and not yet have been paid. I F one niggas and still I got engaged. Now, just for classy reasons, this is going to be one of those if you know situations. I'm not going to delve deep into specifically what he's talking about. This is for the people that's not been under a rock. So I wrote these niggas hits and not yet have been paid. That I will talk about. What I presume he's talking about is him writing for Jim Jones. He's bringing up the Jim Jones situation, my interpretation, right? Claims that they say that he wrote Ballin' or he co-wrote Ballin' with Stack Bundles, rest in peace. And he wrote other joints. He wrote a lot of choruses on, I think, Diary of a Summer, some early Jim Jones work, and has not been paid for any of that. And as he put it at the time, Jim Jones was lip syncing his shit, meaning spitting writtens that Max B put down, right? And then the other part of the line, I F'd one nigga's beat, but still I got engaged. And he says that on the heels of what he said just before then. So again, my presumption is it's another Jim Jones reference. I'm gonna leave it at that. And I haven't heard anybody talk about this line. Nobody brought this up. I actually find that interesting how this kind of like slipped under the radar. So what do y'all think of that one right there? And again, this is something that was in his heart that he felt like that he wanted people to hear. He wanted people to hear that he felt that he wrote niggas hits and still hasn't been paid, and that he did the other stuff, but he still got engaged. Now, is that a shot? If it is a shot, how big a shot is it? As many of you probably know, he's on some peace shit. He ain't trying to have problems with niggas or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But niggas are going to feel how they're going to feel. If he feels that, he should have been paid for some classic material that Jim Jones put down, those years ago, this is what he felt like expressing. And again, that song is called Different Day. It's one of the bonus tracks on the deluxe edition of Public Domain, Volume 7, The Purge. So there you have it, y'all. Those are the references, the Dipset references that I found between those two projects. So y'all tell me what y'all think, below in the comments. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we're going to leave it at there. Oh, Mugga, make Uptown greater again. That's the slogan right there. Make Uptown greater again. Not make Uptown great again, because Uptown is great, been great, but at one time it was greater. So let's make it greater again. All right? Tone Space, I'm out.